Still think
The ghost.
you're the hunter.
Yeah.
Is it a female? That don't look like Jin.
Yeah, that looks like a female.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
You're
female.
right. Because it's 1600 what? When did
Three.
those happen?
1601.
The sucker punch. Hmm.
We got a pet dog in this one.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kid Show, and today, we gotta talk about something I guess triggered a bunch of ponies, man, for whatever reason. Just me throwing my opinions out there, and they really feeling some type of way about it. I guess my opinion just means that much for some reason to them. But we had the PlayStation State of Play yesterday, and for the most part, other than a couple of noteworthy things, like Dynasty Warriors Origins was pretty cool. Lunar Remaster was actually caught me by surprise. That was kind of a highlight because that was a game I thought I'd never have the opportunity to play. And Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 would have been cool if we got Defiance as well. But hey, man, still really cool decisions to remaster. And then we had a bunch of kind of just nonsense, in my opinion. But the end of the show was thankfully not Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, because that would have been absolutely ridiculous. The true end of the show was the reveal to the sequel of Ghost of Tsushima, which is Ghost of Yōtei. And watching it, I mean, I'm posting my reaction so you guys will, I'll post in the beginning of this video so you guys can actually see my reaction. I was so disappointed, guys. Like, at first, I was hyped as shit. I'm watching it, I'm like, I knew immediately this is Ghost of Tsushima 2. Ghost of Tsushima 2. I was hyped to see it. And then they show the main protagonist, and it's not Jin Sakai. Like, I was genuinely fucking like what? Like, I was deflated because it's not Jin Sakai. And it's like, oh my god, it's a woman. And it's like, I don't know if I like the direction of this game, man. It's so wild. I was hoping to see Jin Sakai again because I really like the character. And the thing is, bro, after Concord's massive flop, the total ignorance surrounding that video game on PlayStation's Accord, as well as everyone else involved, really, and then Insomniac going down sort of clown route with Marvel Spider-Man 2, the director literally saying, hey, we just completely ignore fan feedback and we just did what we wanted to do anyway, particularly around Mary Jane, because they knew off rip that nobody really likes playing as Mary Jane, and they think that Mary Jane is kind of trash in Marvel Spider-Man. They decided to make her even more trash in Marvel Spider-Man 2 and still force you to play as her in gameplay segments. So ignorantly so, they actually made her more powerful than Spider-Man and the director's just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck you. And it's like, all right, you guys are clearly compromised, not to mention Sweet Baby Inc. being involved in the game, directly linked. This stuff really just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and this is why naturally now I just have my guard up with Sucker Punch. And it's like, before Marvel Spider-Man 2, I would have never questioned Insomniac. I was always excited for the next Insomniac release, and really I would have never questioned Sucker Punch either. But man, Insomniac just, I don't know where they're headed. After Spider-Man 2 being mid, And not for nothing, this triggered some people, but I think that the new protagonist for Ghost of Yōtei is mid as fuck. I mean, it bothered a lot of people. I don't care. She's fucking mid as fuck. I would have rather had Jin Sakai. And that's overall, it's like, look, is it make or break? No, not necessarily. I mean, just because the character is mid, she's not an abomination, but she looks a bit older than Jin. She looks relatively plain. I'm kind of just bored. Um, and it's just disappointing because I was hoping to see my guy. All right, my guy. And I just don't, I'm not feeling it right now. Now, what I also think is there's plenty of reasons around this, really. It's naturally my guard is up now because I don't know what to expect since Sucker Punch kind of sucker punched us. Um, how does this change the game? And I think the big issue here, besides the fact that they've changed the main protagonist, is the reality that they didn't really show like enough gameplay for me to really distinguish, is this really an upgrade from Ghost of Tsushima? Because this is a game that's been in development for like half a decade, and it really doesn't look that much noticeably better from what we all remember. It looks good, don't get me wrong, it looks really good, but it's like this kind of looks like a PS4 game, bro. Like, like I'm not really floored like I was when I saw Ghost of Tsushima for the first time. And I think another thing that adds to this is the reality that we got cutscenes and gameplay kind of cut up in little tiny diced up in little pieces, kind of like how Xbox does, and I really don't like when they do that in their events. This is how the PS4 generation just always stomps out PS5 generation. When we saw Ghost of Tsushima for the first time many years ago, what did we see? They just threw us in a gameplay segment. It was like, what, between like 5 and 8 minutes, give or take. But you just see Jin going through this world and ending up in a sword battle. And it was just this vertical slice of gameplay, uninterrupted. The player knows exactly what they're getting. No bullshit or caveats in between, no slick editing. Just here is what you're going to be doing when you're playing this game. All right, and that just floored me and all of my friends. Like, that instantly won us over. We were so hyped for that game. And guess what, man? We got what they showed us. That was the thing that was always great about PlayStation 4 generation, man. They showed us these amazing gameplay segments that we knew were going to come to fruition. And guess what? When they came out, that was the game. That was what it was. That's why last generation was heat and PS5 is just PS4 light, bro. It's just disappointing. I think another issue too, what makes this disappointing really is that games take so long to make now. Like, I remember back in the day, I loved Onimusha. I loved Samanosuke. That was my guy. And then Onimusha 2 came out and they changed the protagonist to I believe Jubei, if I'm not mistaken, and I was out. I was so disinterested. And then Onimusha 3 came out and I got back into it. That's like, my boy is back. And he shares the screen with the dude, what's his name? Gene, whatever. I forget his name, but basically Leon the professional, the actor. And I was like, but my boy Samanosuke's back, let's fucking go. So I was hyped. And you know what's sad? What's sad is Onimusha 2 is a great game in its own right. But the thing that I'm trying to bring up to you guys is that these games came out like every couple of years, you know? So it's like, I was a little disappointed, but guess what? Onimusha 3 was still right around the corner in a couple of years anyway. So it's like, It kind of sucked to me. I took a stand even back then because I fucks with my peoples. But, it's one of those things where I had something to look forward to that wasn't that far off. Whereas, hey, man, Sucker Punch spent like 5 years developing this game. We've been waiting all this time for this game. And then guess what? I'm going to have to wait maybe another 5 to 8 years for their next game. So it's like, yeah, it's more disappointing ever when you don't get what you want or what you were expecting from a game. And that's the thing that really sucks about modern day generation. And that's just what it is, man. This is just an honest conversation. And the game, I don't know, man. It would have been nice if we would have saw more gameplay. That's a big disappointment there too. It also doesn't help that I don't know if you guys have noticed, but apparently the actress that portrays the new main character for Ghost of Yōtei, she is what I would like to compare to, how do you say? She is just the modern day Yoko Ono with some of her retarded takes. Like, there's no other way to say it. This bitch has a few screws loose, all right? Not only has she blocked so many people for no reason, off rip. I think that she was really paying attention to the whole Sweet Baby Ink Detected situation, and anybody that sided with Kabrutus, and including Kabrutus himself, she instantaneously blocked. So she's a very politically, ideologically driven nutbag. And there's definitely some tweets out there that'll make you say, "Whoa, oh, okay, brother, are you good?" But yeah, modern day Yoko Ono portraying this character, that doesn't help either. But I wouldn't like, if I was to talk about the game, I mean, separate the art from the artist, right? Or just recuse myself entirely. That's typically how I like to go about things. But yeah, man, a lot of people are just upset that I don't feel the same way as them, and it's like, this is not a hive mind, brother. I don't have to like the same shit that you don't like. It's crazy how some people really tried to one dude tried to compare me to fucking Andy Pants. Yeah, the dude that basically talked shit about a bunch of YouTubers, a few YouTubers, including the Act Man, totally just lied about them outright. Then goes on to have a garbage ass debate with the Act Man, where the Act Man decides, confront the dude. Then goes on to copyright strike the Act Man for their content that they made together. And yeah, the dude is just a complete, total clown, a flip flopper. You're not gonna make me flip flop. And the irony is, when you're trying to compare me to Andy Pants, you're doing the same thing that Andy Pants did to the Act Man, trying to portray the Act Man as something that he's not. So it's crazy how there's some serious projection just because, well, I don't happen to agree with you on a video game. Video games are entertainment. They're not a necessity. Fucking relax, clowns. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Look, man, you don't have to fucking agree with me. I just personally don't really like the direction that Ghost of Yōtei is going in. And to be fair, it's not make or break as of yet. I mean, I'm gonna wait for a PC release if I'm interested in the game, but really, we don't have enough gameplay. They didn't show us enough. I'm wondering, look, I don't know how things work behind the scenes when it comes to game development and how companies choose to show off their games and what triggers all that, but I have to wonder, was this the right time for them to have showcased this game? Or was this a reaction to the negative reaction to the PS5 Pro? I don't know personally, but we can always speculate, right? I don't know what to say. I hope that they drop some more gameplay so we know. I love Ghost of Tsushima. It happens to be one of my all-time favorite PS4 games. And so naturally, I want to be excited for this. And the fact that I now have to have my guard up because I don't know what to expect from Sucker Punch. I don't know what to expect from modern day Sony because they definitely have changed things around since the PS4 generation in ways that I really think is unbecoming of them, really. They used to be a bastion to point at and say, this is what gaming companies should be like, when all these other gaming companies were on some fuck shit. And now Sony's on fuck shit with changing around characters and really bad, egregious service-based projects that are clear failures, a lot of DEI fuckery that is disrespectful to the people they claim to be championing. But yeah, guys, that's all I gotta say about that. If you can like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on Twitter, especially if you want to see me trigger people just by speaking my mind. And if you want to continue the conversation, and yeah, guys, if you can, hit the bell notification and hit all because, hey man, YouTube's ridiculous And really, only less than 20% of my viewers actually get notifications of when I drop videos or when I go live. So if you're subscribed, I'm assuming you want to know when I drop content. So if you can do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. And tune in tomorrow, all right? Tomorrow, 8 p.m. EST for the Twilight Zone of Gaming, where we'll go into all sorts of absolute nonsense. You guys recommend videos for me to react to, and I deal with the torture of reacting to them. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We go over news, we go over memes, we do all sorts of stuff, man. It's a great time. Come hang out with us. It's amazing. And mostly my chat is amazing, you guys. I love how you guys chill with each other and just make it a great time. You guys make it what it is, and I'm just the monkey there, okay, at this point. But yeah, guys, so I'll be in I'm out. Peace.